A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost the traction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 687th edition of TSR Live, TSR Primetime, your nightly dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. We are brought to you in part by Gorilla Mind Rush, the #1 non-habit-forming energy and focus supplement on the planet. Get laser focus and extended energy without the crash, without the jitters. Support your productivity and the show by going to donovansharpe.com/Gorilla Mind Rush to get your hands on a bottle or 7. It is Friday, November 6th of 2020. Happy Friday, everyone. Oh, God. So, a little late getting on the air tonight. Had an extremely busy day. I'm preparing for Aaron Clary to come in tomorrow. Aaron Clary is going to be in studio. He's going to be in studio at Studio B, one-on-one with Donovan Sharpe, featuring Aaron Clary. And, of course, a week from tomorrow, I will be joined by Coach Greg Adams. I was actually just texting him. He shot me a text to make sure that everything was cool in Philly, make sure that, the unrest over the, recent political events weren't going to thwart our one-on-one effort. And everything is cool here in Philly. Everything is cool. At least, listen. Everything is as cool as it can be, but I'll tell you what, I'm not in any danger, Dev's not in any danger, and Studio B happens to be in New Jersey, so we're going to be far away from any of that stuff, so everything is a go there. Everything is a go there. Couple of quick things, guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you guys think my work is important. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Likes are free. Shares are free as well. I'm still battling my migraine. I've got a little bit of a layover with my migraine. I've got a little bit of a carryover. I got some tension here in my ears, a little bit, some tension in my sinuses, and I think it might have something to do with what's going on with maybe I don't want to say it's the air quality or anything like that, but something is definitely making my sinuses act up. And when my sinuses act up, sometimes that can sort of trigger a migraine. So again, if I'm a little off my game tonight, I do apologize. Nickname on the Sharpe Stream side says video looks awesome on Sharpe Stream. Yeah, it's the video is in 4K on Sharpe Stream. I was actually talking with Devin about this a little bit today. And I was like, I've tweaked my cameras. I've tried to get everything dialed in so that it can be 4K all the time. Sometimes videos are uploaded in 4K, but YouTube is they're just trying to make sure everything goes, right? Like right now we've got over 300 people watching. Sometimes people don't have 4K capabilities. And so it's not always going to be in the crystally of clearest high definition on YouTube. But because Sharpe Stream is being watched by 25 viewers, only 25 viewers, and I have unlimited bandwidth with the company that I hired to push Sharpe Stream is absolutely, positively in crystal clear 4K. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So, at any rate, that's what's going on today. Actually, real quick before I get started, I actually kind of discovered, I tried a new workout training technique today, and I think I'm gonna experiment with it over the summer. I think what I'm going to do is, pardon me. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called, let me see if I can put this, compound compound circuit cardio. So compound circuit cardio. I'm doing compound exercises, squat, deadlift, bench press, standing overhead press, barbell row, right? And I do it in a circuit, and I do it so fast it gives me the cardiovascular workout. So I'm not maxing out. I'm not going, I'm not lifting, I'm not deadlifting 375 pounds. No, I'm probably deadlifting, I don't know, probably somewhere close to 155, squatting 95, overhead press 95, keeping it light, but enough to semi-challenge me. Obviously, I'm going to push the weight up a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to work that up to the point to where I can do like a 10 by 10. Like a 10 by 10 with a 1 minute rest in between. 10 squats, 10 deadlifts, 10 bench presses, 10 barbell rows, 10 overhead presses. Boom, rest for 60 seconds, then do it again, times 10. It's going to take a while to get there, but I think that is a worthwhile challenge for me to pursue. When I reach that goal, then I'm going to start concentrating on my strength goals again. By the end of 2021, my goal is to be able to bench press 300 pounds once and to deadlift 500 pounds once. So anyway, yeah, that's all good. Yeah, guys, listen, man, like I know, I try to keep things as private as possible, keep from doxing myself. Devin and I live in Philadelphia. Studio B is just over the bridge in New Jersey. Let's not, like, Tom, like, I appreciate you, giving people the information, but we're putting in cities and it's right next and I get this mixed up. I understand it's just sort of innocent thinking out loud. Just keep that to a minimum. I have a lot of viewers who watch my show looking for that one little clue to where they can dox me or find out where I live or find out where Studio B is or anything like that. So while what you're putting in the chat is not going to really lead to anything, at least not for the most part, we do have people. I mean, listen, we do have people who literally do nothing but just try to dig up personal information on content creators like myself. And I would appreciate it if you didn't think out loud with your internal map. I greatly appreciate that. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do today, we are going to talk about 14 relationship habits, 14 terrible relationship habits women have that detonate relationships before they even begin. Now, earlier today, was at 1 o'clock Eastern, I released a video. It's actually doing very well. The video is called, How Women Sabotage Relationships. And then, of course, I told the story about a girl that lived up in Indian Springs by the name of Luz Mendoza. Not Loose, Luz. She was Mexican. Luz Mendoza. And you're not going to find Luz Mendoza. There are 100,000 Luz Mendozas in Clark County. So, all the Luz Mendozas out there, appreciate it. Or, you're welcome for the publicity. So I released that video earlier today, and tonight's show is more or less a sequel to that particular video. So we're going to talk about 14 terrible relationship habits that women have that detonate relationships a lot of times before they even begin. And yes, I will be opening up later on. I will be opening up the Patrice O'Neal video hotline a little bit later today, if anybody has anything to add to this particular list. So the first of 14 terrible female relationship habits women have is they comfort test too much, right? Women will do something we like to call comfort testing. And before I get into how they comfort test and in what ways they do it, comfort testing is simple. Comfort testing is something a woman does when she feels like her value is lower or getting lower than his, right? When a man's dating market value is higher than a woman's, she is insecure. And a lot of times that causes what we call competition anxiety. This is good for men. When women, I love all of the dichotomies that come with dealing with relationships. There's so many dichotomies. Red flags for men, red flags for women are markers of sexual attraction for men. A woman with tattoos, red flag, use her for only bedroom fun. Tattoos for guys, girls are trying to drag them down the aisle. They want that commitment. They want to have their babies, right? A man who is confident, has a devil-may-care attitude, super masculine, very, very attractive, while a woman who acts the same, that's a red flag, right? That's just how it goes. Well, women like to comfort test because they feel like their value has gotten lower. See, a lot of times when a woman gets with a man, his dating market value increases, right? That's actually happening in my relationship. When I first started talking to Devin, I had pretty good sexual market value, right? I obviously didn't have a problem getting girls. I obviously didn't have a problem with the abundance mentality. But, I committed to her, and we moved in together, back in 2017, 3 years ago. So we've lived together now. My God, where's all the time gone? Jesus Christ. So Devin and I have lived together for 3 years. Well, during that 3 years, my sexual market value, my overall value, has drastically increased. And what this has caused is perfectly natural, which is Devin will comfort test. So, for example, maybe 15 minutes before I came on the air, she shot me a message on Slack with a potential home that we are looking at buying, home idea we're looking at buying in Reno. Now, why is that a comfort test, Donovan? Well, what Devin is doing is, and women don't know that they do. They don't know when they're doing this. Sometimes they do, right? But what she's doing, she's like, okay, all right, listen, let's test the waters here. Let's take the temperature. Is he still serious about moving to Reno with me, right? Now, sometimes I'll mess with her and I won't respond. And of course, now I'm sort of giving up the game here. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A lot of guys are like, you shouldn't have to game your wife. Or Donovan, your girlfriend watched the show. Or a lot of guys ask a lot of women ask Rollo Tomasi, has your woman read The Rational Male? Rollo's like, well, yeah. And she does. And can you not game her? No, I don't have to game her. I'm Rollo Tomasi. Like, this is who I am. He says, my wife has read all of my books. She's read all of my blogs. She knows what's up. Well, guess what? Devin knows I'm Donovan Sharpe. Devin knows I'm Donovan Sharpe, even though she sees me literally telling guys, hey, this is how to do it. This is why you do it. That doesn't mean that she doesn't still fall in line. And the reason for that is because I am who I am. I'm the same guy off camera as I am on camera. That's just how it is. Okay, so apparently Zillow, it showed up in her email box. She gets alerts when new properties come into the market to rent or buy. Okay, well, I guess we'll let her. We'll whatever floats your boat, whatever helps you sleep at night. Be that as it may, my sexual market value has skyrocketed here in the last year and a half, 2 years. She wants to make sure that we're solid. So she says things, does things to comfort test. Now, women comfort test in one of two ways. The first way is a test of masculinity, right? They want to feel physically safe with you. The second way is to make sure you're not going anywhere. And this is where most women, this is where the average woman really messes things up. You are supposed to keep your woman in a mild state of insecurity at all times because it keeps her on her toes and prevents her from taking you or the relationship for granted. This is Crimson Capsule teaching. This is Crimson Capsule relationship advice 101. You don't want your girlfriend or wife so insecure that every time your phone buzzes or every time you look in another direction, who was that? What was that? No, you don't want her. No. You don't want her to have Tourette's, right? You want her to be comfortable enough in the relationship to the point where she's not stressed out, but you want her insecure enough to make sure she stays thin, to make sure she always puts out, to make sure she's doing the things that she needs to do to make sure that she can stay your girlfriend. But every so often, you'll find women who live in a constant state of insecurity. So they're comfort testing their men all the time. Even though, listen, his dating market value is higher than hers, right? She only has a little bit of reason to be insecure, which is the right way to do it. But some women are so neurotic and so absolutely freaking crazy that they're comfort testing their men all the time. They'll say things like, hey, let's go to Hawaii next year. Or they'll just ask all the time, hey, are we okay? Are we solid? Is there another woman? Like, I've dated women like this before. These kinds of women do this all the time, and it wears thin on their boyfriends. And unless he's a 9 or a 10 who's worth more to him than the way she looks, he leaves. Eventually, it just gets old. He gets tired of having to reassure, and you never reassure your girlfriend. Every once in a while, you can give micro commitments to reassure your girlfriend, but there's no, and when I say reassure, when I say don't reassure your girlfriend, what I really mean to say is don't overdo it. Don't be like, hey, listen, I'm not going anywhere till death do us. No, you don't need to do that. Just give little small micro commitments that let her know, hey, you know what? If things stay the way they are, yeah, we probably will take that trip to Hawaii next year. So, hey, let's go to Hawaii next year. Your answer should be, hey, you know what? Sounds like fun. I'll think about it, right? So, ladies, if you're watching, and I know you are, because I've already got 2 thumbs down. Actually, you know what? Most of my thumbs down are, coming from guys lately. Anyway, ladies, if you're watching, you want to know how to make sure he doesn't leave? You really want to know? Don't get fat. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't be a bitch. And don't stop putting out. That's it. That's it. Don't get fat. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't be a bitch. Don't stop putting out. Give him the booty anytime he wants. Now, keep in mind that most of this stuff is not proactive, right? Don't get fat. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't stop putting out. Women have it so good that they almost take it for granted. All women have to do, and Rich Cooper says this all the time, as men, we have to build value. Women simply have to preserve it. That's it. When a female is born, she is already equipped with everything she needs to lock down a high-value male. Everything she needs. She could be as dumb as a box of rocks. She could absolutely just be as dumb as a box of rocks. She can't know anything. But if she knows how to cook and clean, if she's feminine, if she doesn't get fat, if she doesn't get a tattoo, if she doesn't start smoking, if she can stay a virgin until she's 18, it doesn't matter if she has a high school GED. Guess what? She sets the market. She can literally point and have any man she wants. That's it. She doesn't even have to be devastatingly beautiful. Nope. Just be thin, no tattoos. Don't, keep your virginity. Don't start smoking. No crazy piercings. That's it. We as men, I don't want to say we're not so lucky. It's just different for men. As men, we're born with the physical attributes to become a man, but that doesn't mean that we're a man. No, we got to learn to fight. We got to make sure we build a strong body, strong mind. We got to learn finances. We have to do all sorts of things. The things we have to do to become a man are proactive. Well, it's the same in a relationship. If you want to keep and maintain your value as a man in a relationship, men have to be proactive. Women simply have to keep it on the road. That's just how that is. Listen, a lot of guys, well, that's not fair. Sure it is. As men, we can handle it. We can handle isolation. We can handle when the how can I say this? We can handle adversity. We can handle strife. This is why most leaders are men. We're just more equipped to do it. Right? We're more equipped to do it. Now, keep in mind, with all of the dating rejections that a man takes, kind of wears on a psyche. But as men, we can handle rejection from the opposite sex a lot better than women can. Well, there are men offing themselves because they keep getting rejected by women. Well, that in part is because we just don't have masculine fathers around, right? We don't have masculine fathers around. That's the first thing. The second thing, in terms of men offing themselves because of no success with women or, failures with women, that happens much later in life. Men don't really think about ending themselves until they get rejection after rejection. Dude, a girl gets rejected once, she loses her mind. She absolutely loses her mind. Women do not handle rejection well at all. Men can. Men are equipped to handle rejection. Men are equipped to handle adversity. But anyway, ladies, nothing is guaranteed, right? Nothing is guaranteed. You can do all of these things. Not get fat, don't lie, don't cheat. Don't act like a female dog. Don't stop putting out. You can still get dumped. I tell my guys all the time, listen, you could do everything right, and your relationship could still go horribly wrong. You can be Captain Red Pill. You can be 6'6", six-pack abs, 6-foot sausage, 6-figure job. Your relationship can still go wrong. But what I also tell my guys is that following the advice and the guidance I give not only makes you much less susceptible to getting played, it reduces the likelihood. So while not turning into a fat bitch who closes her legs doesn't guarantee that he will stay, it increases the odds of him sticking around. Drastically increases the odds. Number 2, they try to act like they don't need you or that the future is in doubt, right? Now, this, of course, is the opposite of comfort testing. And the reason they do this doesn't matter. It is unattractive and it's try hard. The way this works is that a guy will say something and a girl will respond with something like, well, if we're still together, that'd be great. Or they'll actually start a conversation with, if we're still together, it'd be fun to do X, Y, and Z. This is a transparent ploy that women use to try to flip the script on men. They want us to think that they're thinking about leaving or that they're not thinking about a future with them. But men who are crimson capsule aware, 5%ers, as it were, we see right through this nonsense because we know if she were thinking about leaving or not thinking about a future with us, she's sure as shit not going to tell us, right? We talk about the branching that women do. Well, guess what? The gorilla branching women do, guess to stay in the algorithm's good graces, the gorilla branching they do is predicated upon deceit. So if your girl is constantly trying to imply that she's thinking about leaving or I don't know about the future, ignore that nonsense. Women that do this are trying to be unpredictable and unattainable. And unfortunately for these women, men are not attracted to unpredictable women who play games by trying to give them the impression that she's thinking about walking out at any time. No, men like us, we commit to women who are predictable and are in it for the long haul and are not afraid to admit it or show it. The game players out there, these women, they get nailed and bailed on. That's it. They get nailed and bailed on. Number 3, they get fat. Listen, man, women know damn well that men lose attraction to them when they get fat. But the world tells them that a real man would love them unconditionally, so they get fat and stop taking care of themselves. When that happens, men with options are going to find another options, which means women who are actually in shape. Not much to elaborate there on. Number 4, they get comfortable and stop doing the little things like cooking, kindness, letting their manner slip. Kind of a continuation of the last one. But most girls take this step further and stop trying in every aspect. They stop trying to be kind. They stop trying to be generous. They let their manner slip. They'll burp out loud. They'll scratch themselves in front of you, sit like a man. I've dated women like this. Or they'll say, better not go in there for a while. after taking a steamy dump, basically abandoning looking, acting, or sounding like a lady when they're in front of you. Guys, look, man, we know that women burp, we know they poop, we know they fart, we know they have to scratch themselves in uncomfortable places. They're human beings, they have to do this stuff. But when they stop making an effort to keep up the appearance of a lady, men subconsciously check out. And again, guys, I'm talking about the 5%ers. Crimson capsule aware men. Number 5. She spends too much time on social media. Now, you guys know my stance on social media. If you are going to commit to a female, she absolutely positively cannot be on social media. I've talked about this ad nauseum. I'm not going to go over why. This is a requirement of mine. If you want to know why it's a requirement of mine, watch any of my last 17 episodes. It's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere. But there are some guys who aren't quite at that level yet. And by the way, I will sort of repeat this part. Don't tell your girlfriend she can't be on social media. Don't tell a girl that you think you might want to date you can't be on social media. You never ever tell a woman what she can and can't do. We can't control women, guys. We can't control women. I'm not interested in controlling women. I don't know how to control women. But what I can do is I can control my reaction and my environment depending upon what she does or says. Right? So the Reader's Digest version of, well, how can I get my girl off social media? Well, number one, you're not going to. If you committed to her while she was on social media, you're not going to get her to get off. You already gave her the commitment and didn't require her to be off social media. So she's not going to pay for something she already gets for free. Not going to happen. So with your next relationship, the first thing you need to not do is don't angle for the relationship first. Do not ask a woman to be your girlfriend first. I don't care. I don't care if you want her to be your girlfriend. She can be kind, feminine, docile, submissive, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. You make her ask you, and you make her ask you on 3 different occasions. The first time she asks you, shut it down. She's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. I've never lost a woman who said, Donovan, where's this headed? And I said, I don't want to talk about this. Well, then I'm out the door. I've never, ever, ever had a woman actually leave. I've had women say, well, I'm out the door, but guess what? They never leave. She asks you a second time. You get a little bit huffier. You shut it down again. She'll get upset, but she'll stick around. Right? The third time she asks you, and I don't know how many times I got to tell this story, but I'll try to keep this as short as I can because I cannot repeat this enough. I think this is where a lot of guys go wrong in their relationships. The third time she asks you, if you set this up correctly, that's when she's going to give you the ultimatum. Listen, either we make this thing official or we can't have sex anymore. Your response, listen, I keep trying to tell you, you do not want to be in a relationship with me. You don't want to be in a relationship. It is hard to be my girlfriend. It is very, very difficult. Well, what's so difficult about being your girlfriend? Why don't you tell me? You just keep telling me it's hard. Do you really want to know? Yes, I really want to know. Unlock your phone and hand it to me right now. She's not going to, right? Well, what you've just done is you just indirectly let her know that if you are going to be in a relationship with me, I get access to your phone anytime I choose, period. Listen, if that's not something she wants to do, cool. We keep things casual. It's all good. But if you really, really want my commitment, I need access to that phone. So she's not gonna be ready. She's not gonna give you her phone, right? She's gonna be, oh my God, he's fucking. Well, I don't want to give him my phone because I don't want him to know that I'm, sleeping with 2 other guys, right? And don't take it personally, guys. You're sleeping with other people. She's sleeping with other people. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't have to. There's no need to. Oh my God, I can't believe the reason she's not handing you her phone is because she's banging other guys. That's the game, guys. That's the game. So when she tells you, ooh, well, okay, well, see, there you go. There's a little bit of a start. Now, come on, we have an 8:30 reservation. Let's not be late. She will bring it up again, but this time she'll be ready. hey, listen, either this needs to be official or I'm leaving. Unlock your phone and hand it. She'll do it, right? She'll do it before you even finish. Here you go. She will have either stopped seeing the other two guys or just erased all evidence. You don't care you don't care how it is that she was able to do that. Doesn't matter. She might have stopped sleeping with these guys, maybe not. Doesn't matter. Either way, as soon as you go through her phone, pretend to go, okay, well, everything looks good. Right? So she's going to ask you, well, your response, that's a start. That's a start. I'm giving you access to my phone. What more is there? Funny you should ask. I don't date women who go to bars or clubs. I don't date women who are friends or text with their ex. And I do not date women who are on social media. So then she will ask you, so in order to be your girlfriend, I have to delete social media? I didn't say that. I said I don't date women who are on social media. And you just remain quiet. So if I delete all of my social media, I can be your girlfriend? That's a start, right? That's when you can start making demands, guys. You can't ask a girl to be your girlfriend. She says yes. Okay, by the way, can't go to bars or clubs. Can't be on social media. Can't be hanging out with your ex. You can't do that. You can't do that. You absolutely positively cannot do that. Charles Smith, I get this question. Every time I tell this sequence, I always get this question. What do I say if she... Okay, Charles, listen, man. Oh, boy. All right, I'm going to be an asshole, and I hate to do it, Charles, but the next time you super chat me, we got to use proper English. What do I say if she asks about my phone? Right? Right? Here's the thing, Charles, and you should probably go back and watch the episode that I covered this in detail. If your value is high enough, if the woman who wants to date you likes you enough, if she wants to be with you enough, and after asking you once, you put her off. After asking you twice, you put her off again. After asking you for a third time, you told her to unlock her phone and hand it to you. She's never going to see that coming. She's not thinking about your phone. She's thinking about being in a relationship with you. You have set the precedent. You have set up the environment. It is all predicated around her wanting to be in a relationship with you. She asked you to be her boyfriend. What? Not the other way around. Not the other way around. So if she asks you, if you say, well, unlock your phone and hand it to me right now. Well, unlock yours and hand it to me. You're not doing it right. You didn't do it right. I have never, ever, ever had a woman respond with, well, unlock yours and hand it to me right now when I drop that line. It's never happened. The reason why is because I made her sweat it out. I put it off once, put it off twice. Third time I dropped the hammer. Again, my value's high. I'm living my purpose or whatever AMS calls it. My life isn't all about her. I'm keeping my values, staying in shape. Money's right. Girl wants to be in a relationship with you. She doesn't give a damn about your phone. So a lot of guys, men who ask me, I always get this. What if she asks me to see my phone? Your value isn't high enough, and you're not doing it right. Well, damn, Donovan, that sounds hard. Hey, you know what? Being able to do that with a woman is not easy. It's just not easy. So if you are worried about, it's funny, I never even thought about answering that question until I started telling the story. Like when I used to, and this is long before I was even doing Return of Kings, I never even thought, well, what should I say if she asks me about my phone? It's never happened. Ever. Anyway, that's all of that is neither here nor there. Actually, it is. This is why she shouldn't be on social media anyway. But if you happen to be with a girl who is on social media for whatever reason, one of the habits that she has that detonates relationships is she spends way too much time on it, right? Facebook and Instagram, those are places where women create false realities about themselves. Every girl is in a fabulous relationship with the man of their dreams. Everything they do is wonderful. Everything they're eating is the best they've ever had. #delish. Every place they go is an experience of a lifetime, and so forth. If Facebook and Instagram were truthful, then nobody would ever get divorced, and we would all live happily ever after. Now, everybody, including women, knows that people lie and exaggerate on social media. They know that the lives of their friends, they know the lives they lead aren't as great as they would lead them to believe. But they still internalize it as truth because they see it all the time. And at some point, they're going to start comparing these mythical relationships they see every single day to her real relationship. And guess what, guys? 11 times out of 10, the grass is going to look greener on the other side, even though she knows it's fake grass. And by the way, this is the other reason why you should never date women on social media. Anyway, eventually she'll be unhappy because her real relationship isn't as glorious as the fake ones she sees on Facebook and Instagram, which leads me to number 6. She starts nitpicking. So when girls can no longer distinguish make-believe from reality, they start to nitpick. They say to themselves, wow, Heather's in this great relationship with a great guy. Why can't Donovan be more like Charlie? And before long, she starts to nitpick about dumb stuff and starts comparing you to Charlie, and will eventually go back to trying to fix you, which, of course, I mentioned as number 1 of the episode that I released at 1. Number 7, she tries to compete with you. The girl power movement tells women that men are attracted to competitive women. The girl power movement tells women that men are attracted to all masculine qualities, but competitiveness, that one gets old quick. There's nothing wrong with having a friendly competition with your girl if you're bowling, right? Or playing Wii tennis or something stupid like that. Candyland, Scrabble, whatever. But women who try to compete with you at every turn wear out their welcome very, very quickly. They think that being right about everything or being overly competition is turning him on. But it is actually doing quite the opposite, and these chicks never realize it until it's too late. They never ever do. They never do. All right, let's take a look at some of these super chats here. All right. I appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. 859 people watching. Guys, let's hit the like button. Like, comment, subscribe. Red Sings the Blues, $5, says, I learned that having one foot in, 1 foot out is the best way to go. Women want to flake until they get flaked on. Red Pill Mike, $50 super chat. Holy crap, $50 super chat. Red Pill Mike is always dropping. I know, man. Red Pill Mike kind of makes me feel dirty. Kind of feels like he makes it rain in here. Anyway, his $50 super chat says, post-wall women are the worst at acting like they don't need you. They build themselves up sexually to compete with younger women and confuse their relationship market value with their sexual market value. They bank on weak men who are controlled by sex, who are all they know post-wall. Ding, ding. Like, RPM always has these huge super chats, but he never disappoints with that comment. Of course, Charles Smith, I asked him about he asked me, well, what if she asks for your phone? I think I need to make a video about that, because anytime, and listen, this is nothing against Charles or anybody else. This is just how it is, right? If you're new to the show, if you haven't watched me for that long, I can understand that, you know, guys are going to ask that, right? But what you have to understand, oh my God, there's such a psychology. There's such a psychology that goes in with that. And I'll put it to you this way. Let's say Leonardo DiCaprio himself, or George Clooney or Brad Pitt or whoever the hot guy du jour is dating a girl. Non-celebrity, but she's super duper hot, like Vegas stripper type hot, right? And she asks Leonardo DiCaprio, hey, I want to be your girl. He puts her off 3 times. Finally, she says, Leo, I'm sorry. Not that this would ever happen. I mean, dude, she'll be Leo's side chick forever if he wanted her to be. But let's just say she tried to push for a relationship, and he actually said, unlock your phone and hand it to me right now, do you think that she would say, well, okay, Leo, then unlock your phone and hand yours to me? Of course not, because he's Leonardo fucking DiCaprio. Well, Donovan, that's obvious. He's Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's exactly the point. Leonardo DiCaprio's, his value is so high, all the girl is thinking about is being in a relationship with him. You understand what I'm saying? All she's thinking about is she's already made the decision. She's already made the decision that she wants to be with him. He's like, in her mind, he is qualified. He is more than qualified to be in a relationship with. What's that? Hand you my phone? What's that? No social media? Okay, done, and done. This is why we tell you guys that your value has to be high enough for her not to think about it. If your value is high enough and she likes you enough, she's not thinking about your phone. In her mind, again, when a woman asks you to be in a relationship, see, and I tell you this, and I say this all the time too, when you ask a woman to be in a relationship with you first, you have forfeited the right to demand anything of her, because you are telling her that you have fulfilled all of the requirements to earn my commitment. Will you be my girlfriend? What that really means and what she hears is, oh, he wants to be my boyfriend. There's nothing more I have to do to be attractive. Yes, of course. That's why they always jump on it, right? Well, it's the same thing with the girl. If a girl asks you to be in a relationship, she can't then say, well, I need to see your phone. Oh, no, sweetie, no. You asked first. You don't get to make demands. You asked me to be in a relationship, so you have already made up your mind. In your mind, I am already good enough to be in a relationship with. You don't get to require any more of me. Nope. Sorry. Doesn't work that way. That is the number one question I get every single time. Carlos Rosado says, hey, Donovan, I see the Birds shirt 4-12 wins the division this year. Our Eagles got this. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, the Eagles can't go 4-12. They can go 4-11-1. And interestingly enough, who would have ever thought that the tie against the Cincinnati Bengals is the reason why we're in first place? It is the NFC least. It is what it is, man. It's a bad year for the NFC East. Avid Hiker, $10. Says tuition, thank you. Mark Hermani is in the house. It's been a while. He says, a man cheating, so-called, is not a woman's primary fear. It's having a low-value man. Ding, ding, ding. On the head. On the head. Looks like you guys are advising Mr. Smith aptly. Uh-oh. Oh boy, somebody in Sharpe Stream mentioned Bad Religion, and that is Devin's favorite band of all time. So if Devin ever decides to dump me, I know who is going to be able to sausage her down next. Have fun with that. The Neg won $50. $50 super chat from the Neg one. Always a big-time super chatter. Says, days from deploying back home, still got my wife following my lead even from overseas. And I got it made by using these tips DS is giving you for free. Learn the game, play it to your advantage, and stop looking for loopholes like a weak-minded male. Truer words never spoken. And when the Neg 1 talks about loopholes, what he is talking about is the cheat code. See, a lot of guys think that they can date a girl for 2 or 3 weeks, right? The girl asks him, hey, so where is this thing headed? And the guy totally screws it up. Are you trying to be in a relationship with me? Well, I don't know. Do you want to be in a relationship? And then the guy says, okay, well, unlock your phone and hand it to me right now. What? No, man. No. Nope. Well, unlock yours and hand me yours. That's how that happens. Nope. You must put her off 2 times. Squeeze her on that third one. That's how that goes. But the Neg 1 is talking about men who are looking for the cheat code. The shortcuts. Very good super chat there. Eric Jenke? $10 says, men, never discuss your shortcomings with the woman in your life or discuss your feelings, be it friends or family, These women are subconsciously judging your value as a man. God, the comments are fantastic today. Fantastic. I would amend that slightly, a little bit. Eric, listen, Eric, you're 100% correct. How can I put this? But if you're with a woman for long enough, and I'm not trying to justify my behavior. This is just the truth. If your woman is with you long enough and you have maintained or even increased her value, you've got a little bit of quote unquote alpha cred, right? Like I've talked about, I mean, dude, Devin and I have lived together for 3 years. She already knows my shortcomings, right? Like I talked to her about my diagnosed, temper problem. Oh my God. Jesus, what is it? IED, intermittent explosive disorder. She knows all about that. I've told her about the sessions I've had with Dr. Derflinger back when I was in Reno. She knows about that. And the reason why that hasn't hurt me, at least I don't think, is because I've got the alpha cred. Like she knows who I am. She knows I'm not gonna, she doesn't really take that as a weakness, at least not yet. But I don't harp about it. I don't harp on about it. I don't go on and on. But if you're dating a girl for 6 months, if you're dating a girl, dude, if you are dating a girl for less than 2 years, Eric, you're 100% right. But during that 2 years, you need to be increasing your value. Don't do it so that you can one day just come out and just be all mushy and emotional. No, just understand that at some point, if you keep increasing your value, you will build up alpha cred. So if there is a minor slip up here or there, you can relax. Because again, even though I'm Donovan Sharpe, I, believe it or not, I do every once in a while fail a shit test. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm batting 1,000 when Devin poop tests me. No, I think I failed a shit test like 2-3 months ago. It happens. It happens. I can't be, listen, man, I'm the same guy on and off the camera, but listen, I'm a human being, man. I'm going to mess up sometimes. It is what it is. Freelance Ronin says there is no cheat code, no shortcut. Uncle Ram on the Sharpe stream side says the quality is way more crispy than YouTube. I love it. I love it. Yes. Yeah, it is dude, the quality of video on Sharpe stream is just, it is this. And I'm not exaggerating. Listen, I don't care if you become a patron. If you want to, fine. But dude, the quality on Sharpe stream is just, like it blows me away, man, because it is just so, dude, it is so absolutely, like it is literally 4K, man. It's incredible. It's incredible. I wish everybody could see, I wish everybody could see it. I wish everybody could, man. All right, let's continue. Let's continue talking about the 14 terrible female relationship habits that women have that sabotage relationships before they even begin. I will be opening up the Patrice O'Neill video hotline. I will be opening up the hotline very, very shortly. I want to get your comments, your questions about the things we are discussing tonight. Can we, can you add to the list? Can you comment on things on the list? Freelance Ronin says, damn, that resolution is nice. So yeah. Listen, do whatever you want, but the water's warm over on Sharpe stream. It really, really is. Chris Von Erich, $15 super chat. Keep up the great work. Love your Studio B. Yeah, Chris, I got your text message. I'm up to my eyebrows and everything, but I'll definitely get back with you on that. I just want to let you know I did not ignore that. It's not that I'm ignoring it. It's just that things are just crazy lately. Anyway, number 8. She denies her desire to be objectified. In other words, she won't wear racy clothes around you. Way back in episode 85, I talked about the fact that when I was training Devin to be my main chick, that I required her to allow herself to be objectified during sex. She wears whatever I want her to when we have sex. High heels, tight little dresses, literally just porn star and stripper type stuff, guys. Like, I mean, basically clothes that are really short, accentuate her stripper body, stuff that can be pulled up, pulled down, whatever the case may be. Dude, I'll make her do her hair. I'll make her wear red lipstick. I'll make her wear hoops. Slather on a bunch of perfume. Dude, I don't know, she's probably got like 24 pairs of heels in there. Most of them will never see the light of day, unless, of course, we are having sex during the day. She does all that. She gets on her knees, handles her business. I get on top. We do our thing. 3.5 minutes later, everybody's happy. Anyway. Hey, man, I can make fun of myself, right? I can make fun of myself. To this day, Devin still wears whatever I want her to, and we've been in a relationship now for over 3 years. I met her 4 years ago. I trained her for 1.5 years, and then I made her my main chick, and she still wears this stuff for me whenever I want. She does it when we're here. She does it when we travel. Dude, we've taken these out. Dude, when we were in Atlanta a couple years back, same deal. Wherever. Girls these days think that if their men objectify them, that this is a bad thing. This is another girl power movement lie. The girl power movement tells girls that it is bad to be objectified and that men need to respect them for so much more than their bodies. But what they don't tell these girls is that if a man isn't sexually attracted to them, he's going to leave. So aside from getting fat, girls take exception when their boyfriends ask them put on a thong, right? Wear some racy clothes, wear some stripper heels because they're being objectified. I got news for you, gentlemen. Girls love being objectified. Females live for male desire. They love it when men look at them like a piece of meat. They love it when men they love it. How can I put this? I'm trying to think of a very elegant way to do this. They love it when men openly show that they are sexually attracted to them. This includes their boyfriends and husbands. Now, that isn't to say that you'd be like, oh my God, you're so hot all the time. No, Nope. I don't tell Devin she's hot. I show her that I think she's hot. A lot of guys get this question from their girlfriends. Especially if you're dating, like, dude, I've dated a lot of hot girls. And they always tell me, do I look good in this? And in my mind, I'm like, of course, dude, you look good in everything. You look good in a t-shirt and panties. Like, I don't tell them this, but you know what I say to them? I say, at the end of the night, you'll have your answer. That's it. And they know exactly what I'm talking about. Does this make me look fat? Does this look good on me? You'll have your answer by the end of the night. Or I'll say something to the effect, if I go back door and pull your hair, you'll have your answer. Ooh, right? There's not a wife or girlfriend alive that wouldn't absolutely love seeing their boyfriend's or husband's mouth drool when they walk into a room wearing nothing but heels and handcuffs. They love this stuff. So when a girl tells her boyfriend, OMG, I will not allow you to objectify me, tell her, cool. I'll just smash your friend who thinks it's hot that I think high heels should only be pointing at the ceiling or the wall. Number nine. They overthink things all the time. So many girls out here overthink everything. If he doesn't put a period at the end of a text, she asks her friends what it means or if he's cheating or if he's not in love with her anymore. Right? If he decides to smash her at his place, she wonders if he doesn't like her place anymore or if he's smashing someone in his apartment complex. These girls out here dissect anything and everything because girls have nothing better to do than to overanalyze the most inconsequential actions by their boyfriends. And when you think about something long enough, especially as a woman, you'll start to find something wrong, right? Or you'll find faults or see signs that something bad is happening. And then what they do is they start doing things based on these bad things, these bad signs that aren't even there. Now, at this point, one of two things is going to happen. Either she'll end up cheating because girls never just leave a relationship, they cheat their way out of them first, or he will because she's acting like a psycho. This is paralysis by analysis. Too many girls do this, man. Number 10. She stops giving you head. Girls will never truly understand the immense pleasure a man gets when he watches a woman doing her thing below the belt. There aren't too many things in this world that are too much better than a girl on her knees stroking your sausage while looking at you. And because of this ignorance, they assume that once they have our commitment, they don't have to do it anymore, so they stop. Then they get mad and ask, why'd you cheat on me with my best friend? Because she gives head and you don't. Now get out of here. She's on her way over. Number 11. The Patrice O'Neal hotline is going to be opening up very soon. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put the new link in the chat. If you attempt to come in and it won't let you because there are too many people, fear not. Keep trying. Let me get this here for you guys. I'm going to spam it in the chat. And remember, the rules are, got to have your camera on. If I see you in the queue and you don't have your camera on, I'm just going to let you sit there. You're not getting on the show. I'm not going to show you on the air. I've got 24 screens in front of me. You'll be on the one directly on my left. No one will see you, but we can definitely hear you. I do this to reduce trolls and would-be haters from talking tough on the phone. Anybody can talk tough on the phone. Very few can actually do it face to face. And it's funny because you would think, okay, phone trolls are phone trolls, but these trolls don't even want to look at me on the video. That's how cowardly these guys are. Anyway, she overvalues herself. Devin, I actually have Sharpe stream up, so you don't have to keep sending this stuff to me. This is where the girl power movement leads girls astray. Again, girls think that because they're more valuable in a reproductive sense, which is absolutely true, then that they're more valuable in a relationship sense. And all girls figure this out the hard way at some point, and it usually starts the first time a guy they actually likes walks out on them. When girls get fat, it's because they've overestimated their value. When girls stop smoking sausage, it's because they've overestimated their value. When girls stop making an effort to act like a lady, it's because they have overestimated their value. And you know the messed up thing, and I said this earlier, is that all a girl has to do to maintain her value to a man of value is to stay fit, cook for him, respect him, right? Represent him well in public and private, not get out of pocket, not disrespect him, smoke his sausage, give him the booty. That's it. That's not difficult compared to what we have to do to maintain our value to women, which encompasses a hell of a lot more. But today's females think that all they have to be is there. And her boyfriend will thank his lucky stars that he is so blessed to be graced by her very presence, because that's what the girl power movement tells them. Then when she gets dumped for the 8th time in 6 months, she wonders where she went wrong. Girls have to understand that booty doesn't equal commitment. Booty gets you in the door. I'll give you that. The rest gets you my time, my attention, and my resources, and females think they shouldn't be required to do any of that stuff. And unfortunately for them, they sabotage their relationships in this way before it even starts. Number 12. Hang on a second. Let me put the link in the chat here again. Number 12. They try to do everything to avoid being labeled as needy. This is one that we can blame on female magazines and relationship experts. We can blame this on them. Women are constantly told that being needy is a bad thing because it makes them look weak and it will scare guys away. That is wrong on both counts. As men, we don't mind needy females, guys. Females need guidance. Women need protection from danger and themselves. Women need us not to feed into their emotional shenanigans. They need our strength. They need us to keep them from self-destructing. They need us to demand their best and hold them accountable. They need us to put things together and carry heavy objects. They need us to fix their cars or hook up their cable. So in that regard, needy women are a good thing, especially when they can acknowledge to themselves that they indeed need these things. But needy is being mischaracterized as high maintenance. The bitch who needs reassurance every half an hour that you don't have one foot out the door, that's high maintenance. The chick who needs constant validation of her attractive because they all ask you stuff like, are you still attracted to me after you've pounded her 3 times in less than an hour? The girl who insists on bringing you to meet her friends to show them that you're not a make-believe boyfriend. What ends up happening is that girls end up trying to do everything themselves to keep themselves from being the wrong definition of needy. You offer to bring her groceries up to her apartment. No thanks, I got it. While her face turns purple halfway up the stairs. You tell her you'll put together the bookshelf she just bought. No, I got it. I don't want you to feel obligated. If you offer to fix her swamp cooler because it's 173 degrees outside, I may or may not be talking about myself. And she tells you not to worry about it, that she'd rather pay someone $200 to do what you could do in 5 minutes. At some point, men say to themselves, what the hell does she need me for? And we ghost on them. Number 13, this is a big one. They do not build trust. They do not attempt to build trust. I'll put it to you this way. Trust is broken a lot easier than it's built. That's sort of a slogan or a term. Negative. No. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. Listen, let me rewind. Trust is broken a lot easier than it is built. It takes a long, but the thing is this, is that people just assume that as long as you don't give me a reason to mistrust you, I trust you. This is where most women end up messing things up, right? Because they foolishly believe that a man who sleeps with them also trusts them. They think that if a man is sticking his sausage in her on the regular and decides he might want to spend time with her outside of sausage smoking, that they do not have to proactively build trust. Now, back in the day, women didn't have to do this, right? There wasn't near as much temptation as there is today. Women didn't have devices that could summon a dozen cucumbers to their exact location with just a few taps and a few swipes. So when they started dating a man, the trust was already in place. But what girls fail to understand is that men are aware of how easy it is for them to be garden tools. We know how easy it is for them to cheat. Banana Gobbler tell number 1, she owns a smartphone. And for this reason, women don't realize that they have to proactively build trust with a man of value, a 5%er. I'm not talking about your everyday clueless, thirsty simp who assumes every woman is honest and virtuous. Those dudes are a dime a dozen. No, I'm talking about the men who have options. Men who can come and go as they please and not give a second thought to dropping a bitch if she gets out of pocket, regardless of how hot she is. Those are the men that require women to proactively build trust. So when a girl wonders why her boyfriend just dumped her out of the blue, she would do well to think back on the many times he asked her who she was texting and she responded, "Don't you trust me?" Or just flat out lied to him, not knowing that he knows what girls are really like. Number 14, the last and final relationship habit that most females have that detonate their relationships before they even begin. They push to lock you down before building value. This is kind of an addition or an addendum to the overestimation of their value, right? So they assume that they deserve a 5%er to commit to them long term. And the biggest mistake these bitches make in cases like this is act like they're entitled to commitment just because they look good and they let them smash her for a few days. Now, again, the average man, the 95%er, the man with no crimson capsule awareness would succumb to her pressure. But a man of value will absolutely, positively will not tolerate a woman who feels entitled to his commitment for the sole reason that she opens his legs for him and that she acts kind. He knows these women turn bitchy as soon as she moves in or as soon as he puts a ring on it. So when women push for commitment before they've actually paid their dues by being a feminine, kind woman who stays in shape, smokes his sausage, gives up the booty on command, cooks for him, puts his needs before hers, and does it for an extended period of time, meaning for at least a year, they get dropped like the basic bitches they are. That's just how it is. That's how it is. I feel like I need to say, and that's the memo. That's the memo. All right. I got one person in the queue waiting on the Patrice O'Neal video hotline. We're going to open that up here in just a second. Let me, pardon me. I'm going to, let me read off these super chats, and then I will open up the Patrice O'Neal video hotline. I'm glad that I named it the Patrice O'Neal video hotline because Patrice O'Neal he was red pill before it was fashionable to be red pill. And it's interesting because he actually did this sort of using stand-up comedy. And, you know, listen, we all know that stand-up comedy is, it's a very good way to, it's kind of a sneaky way to sort of get the truth out there, right? Like that's the one thing, let me take that off. That's the one thing that comedy is predicated on is the element of truth. So Cameron, I'm going to get to you in just a second. I'm going to answer these super chats and we'll get right to you. The Neg One, $50 super chat says physique, game, money, and resources are all you need to chase. If you build it, the women, will come. Stop making your successes about women and keep it strictly on your self-worth. If you aren't building yourself, they will tear you down. Man, you guys are on point tonight. You guys are on point. Yes, Rich Cooper says this all the time. Don't chase women, chase excellence. And I think there's another meme out there that says a man chasing women will lose money, but a man who chases money will never lose women. That is 100% true. 100% true. James Young, $5 super chat, says your 4K setup is going to force me to upgrade my computer sooner than I want to. Freelance Ronin, $5 says, bruh, that resolution on Sharpe stream is the truth. I'm trying to tell you, man, it is I'm not exaggerating. Listen, don't take my word for it. Ask the guys in the chat who are double dipping. They'll tell you. It is just dude, I made a few little tweaks and it was good enough already. It is like, dude, it looks like it's 12K in there, man. It's incredible. It's incredible. I cannot believe, like I can see my pores. It's crazy. Technomage B5 with the $50 super chat says, building trust is like climbing a mountain. Lots of work, lots of time for every step upward, but one slip is all it takes to lose it all. Very, very well said, Technomage B5. Red Pill Mike, $5, says, women who act needy realize their place. If she ever says, I need you, pull the canopy and eject. She is using your value, but not respecting it. That is, dude, that is game 101, man. That is game 101. Mark Daniel, $10, says, well done, bro. Great content and all is well in Nashville. Mark, I don't want to, listen, man, I don't want to give away the situation, but I hope to God you took my advice, man. I hope to God you didn't make the move that you were thinking about making. Oh, dude, you got to text me. You got to text me and let me know, man. Oh, crap. Hang on a second. Hang on. So Aaron Clary has landed, but the car rental place is closed. What the hell are we doing? So I'm gonna have Clary picked up at the airport. He rented a car. What? Like what? Airport? What car rental place at the airport is closed at 8 o'clock? You gotta be kidding me. All right, guys. So I'm gonna be a little bit. I don't want to say distracted, but I'm gonna be doing two things at once here. I gotta get Aaron Clary to the hotel. Been a long day for him. Merciless, $20. Says 4K is a beast, guzzles lots of memory, though. Do you think open LTRs are only desired by men who settle with women with high body counts? I'm not sure a guy would want an open LTR with a chick with a low count, assuming it's true. Very nice, Mark. I told you. So Mark gave me confirmation. That's doing it right. That's doing it right. Very good. I'm good with that. Oh, King Life says it sounds like it's from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Car rental. Oh, okay. See, I don't rent cars. I just Uber. So I guess, what do I know? Cameron, I'll be with you in just a second. I promise. Just sit tight. I'm going to be with you in just a second. Good to hear that from Mark. Good to hear that from him. Now, let me answer Merciless's question. He said, number one, he said 4K is a beast, guzzles lots of memory, though. Yeah, dude, my computer can handle it. And not only am I streaming in 4K over on Sharpe Stream, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other videos playing at the same time, and everything is still buttery smooth. Buttery smooth. Smooth. Yeah, dude, listen, this computer has this thing has the horsepower. It has the horsepower. It absolutely does. AJ Taylor, $5, says, a woman that is needy understands the gender roles between men and women and knows how to play by hers. It's okay to need a man for things she can't do. If only more women would realize and abide by that. Let us go to Sharpe Stream now and bring on my guy Cameron, who has been patiently waiting in the queue. Cameron, what's going on, brother?
Good, Donovan. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
I'm doing great, and I can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent. So, Donovan, I'm fairly new to your format with the Patrice O'Neill hotline. I just want to make sure I'm doing it by the book as you as you hosted. So, is it like, or ask? I can call in and ask a question, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can call in. You can ask a question for advice if you have something to say, something to add, whatever the case may be.
Great. Just a couple of things before I forget this one. I purchased your How to Build a Quality Girlfriend, which was great material.
Yep.
And ever since that whole issue happened with your Teachable course, I haven't been able to get a copy of it again.
Okay.
Should I reach out to Devin, or how does it work?
Yeah, Devin at donovansharpe.com, and she will give you immediate access.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
No problem.
Now, my question is this. When it gets to the point when I have a, one thing I'm concerned about is, like, we've been, you and all the other Red Pill legends are like teaching us how to just, be a man of our purpose and not fall into the frame of the woman.
Right.
And I've been noticing, I have this acute awareness now, and it's like beyond what I've ever had in my life about like female behavior. I'm wondering, when it gets to the point where like I'm in a relationship, how do you maintain frame and how do you just always like maintain a strong masculine figure and not succumb to the female manipulation? And I don't want to say it in a way where it's like, they're out to get us, but like, just little subtle things that they do. And for, let's just say the woman is actually genuinely interested in you. She's not out to get you or whatever.
Right.
How do you protect yourself in a way where, or how do you, like, when the first day you meet the girl, right? How do you keep it where like it's that level of interest where she knows her role, you know your role, and it doesn't get to the point where like you suddenly become this like beta dork when it gets to marriage eventually?
Yeah. Very, very good question. It's a very good question, and it has a simple yet sort of a long division type answer. the most important thing in that situation is you have to set the tone, right? One of the biggest mistakes that all men make when dealing with women on a sexual level is on their first date or first meetup, they take them to a restaurant, okay? My rule of thumb, one of the 48 laws of Sharpe is never feed her before you fuck her. Never feed her before you fuck her. We can go get coffee, right? We can go get drinks. We can do like Steve the Dean Williams says, go feed the ducks, go for a walk. But you do not feed her before you smash her. The reason for that is because when you take a woman out and spend money on, because obviously it's going to be assumed that you are going to pay for the meal, as it should. Listen, Devin and I, we've been together for 3 years. We went out to eat earlier. I paid only because she's paid like the last freaking 5 or 6 times. But the frame is still there because she works for me, right? She makes a good salary because I pay her. So her paying doesn't lower my value in her eyes. That's just our dynamic, and that would be the dynamic with everybody else. But when you take a woman out on the first date and you take her to a restaurant, what you are telling her, what you are doing is you are rewarding her for simply being there. All she had to do was show up and she got treated to a meal. And it's not even about the meal. It's about already getting access to your resources. The meal is not going to be free. You are going to pay. You are paying with your resources. So you're indirectly telling her, hey, all you have to do is show up and I'm already going to give you resources. What this does is it subconsciously causes her to place her value above yours. And if she thinks her value is above yours, that is the wrong frame. This is where you get the bad behavior. This is where you get the flaky behavior. This is where you get the disrespectful behavior. This is the behavior that comes, or when her value is higher than, when she thinks her value is higher than yours, when she gets to a point to where she thinks she wants to be in a relationship with you, you go through my process and you say, unlock your phone and hand it to me right now. She's going to think, no, you unlock yours and hand it to me right now, because you didn't set the tone by taking her for a coffee or taking her for a couple of drinks. Here's the way to do this, and we'll get into other aspects here in just a second. So a lot of guys always say, Donovan, he's saying never feed her before you bang her, right? So how do I do it? Like if there's a girl that I really, really like and we're going to meet up, how do I do this? Well, this is simple. What you do, you make a reservation for 1 hour after the two of you are supposed to meet up, right? So let's say you guys are supposed to meet up at 8 o'clock. Make a reservation at XYZ restaurant for 9 o'clock. What you're doing is this. You are going to get her to follow your lead and understand that she has to earn your attention and your resources, right? The coffee, you're going to this restaurant with or without her. This needs to be your mindset. What you're doing when you're having those couple of drinks, no more than 2 drinks, having that cup of coffee, latte, whatever the case may be, you are gauging her potential. You need to see if you're feeling her vibe, if she's feeling your vibe. If for whatever reason you're picking up red flags, then guess what? Hey, you know what? It's been fun. I'll call you. You go to a restaurant, have a good meal. If she happens to, if you're like, hey, you know what? I really kind of like this girl. She's feminine. She didn't take out her phone. If she did, I told her, not now, sweetie. You're on my time, and she totally respected it. She seems kind. She seems docile. She does. I don't smell any feminist on her. You know what you do is you do this, okay? You kind of look at Josh and be like, you know what? I've got a reservation at XYZ restaurant for 9 o'clock. I'll tell you what. Let's I'm gonna go have appetizers at XYZ restaurant. Come with me. You seem cool. You seem cool enough. Come with me. If she likes you enough, she'll say yes. This does many, many things. Number one, you said appetizers. Okay, you didn't say dinner and drinks. You didn't say full 5-course meal. You said appetizers, right? The second thing is you said you seem cool. Hey, we have reservations at XYZ restaurant. You know what? I have reservations. You tell her I have reservations at XYZ restaurant for 9 o'clock. You actually seem pretty cool. You seem pretty laid back on this and that. Let's go eat at XYZ restaurant. Let's go get a couple of appetizers, right? So what that shows her is that she has to work for your commitment. She has to work for your attention. Dude, that first date is so powerful. You do that perfectly, that sets the tone immediately. So let me ask you a question here, Cameron. So that date goes well. You guys start seeing each other. I guess things are getting serious, semi-serious, whatever the case may be. Give me some examples where you feel like you could lose frame, or you could or you could maybe succumb to some of her manipulation tactics and things go sideways.
Sure. I'll give you an example. There's a chick. This is more my question. First of all, that advice was so helpful, but and I'll answer your question as well.
Sure.
It was more for like the middle phase,
Okay.
not so much in the beginning. It's after I've gone late. It's kind of like now we're getting to, let's say, the becoming a year. And even in the future also, let's just say I am married, because I want to have a family. I'd like to one day have kids.
Sure.
So it's in that phase. That's what I was referring to. Now, to answer your question, I'll give you the scenario, and then this will answer your question.
Okay.
There's this Filipino chick that I've been hooking up with since July.
Okay. Are you boyfriend and girlfriend yet, or are you guys just seeing each other?
No, we're just seeing each other. I have no interest in making it monogamous.
Okay, that's fine. How old are you? How old is she?
30. She's 24, I think. 25, about that.
All right.
And she was over at my place for Halloween. And
wait, hold on, real quick, Cameron. Is she fat?
a little chubby. Yeah, a little chubby. But
so hold on, real quick. And listen, I'm not trying to bag on you here, but
sure.
But if she's not in the shape that you want her to be at, you need to withhold her commitment until she gets there, or you decide to leave. So again, just understand that if you do commit to this woman, you are indirectly telling her that it is okay for her not to be in the best shape possible, right? Like, yet, and again, and listen, this is nothing against you, nothing against her. That's just because here's the thing. If I were 312 pounds like I used to be, and Devin didn't really let me know either directly or indirectly that she didn't like me being a fat ass, then guess what? I'm going to keep being a fat ass, right? Well, girls work the same way in that regard. What needs to happen in that particular case is, I don't know how you're going to do this directly or indirectly. Tell her, hey, listen, you got to lose weight, and we can talk about that later. But just understand, somebody's typing. Xavier, I need you to mute your mic there, buddy. There you go. I got it. Jesus. Mute your mic when you guys come in, man. So again, when you're thinking about this, you're making it okay for her to be a little bit overweight. If that's okay with you, that's fine. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be. Just understand that when women put on weight, it's because the tone wasn't set at the beginning of the relationship. So you said that she was over on Thanksgiving or something like that?
No. Well, first of all, that was really good advice as well for a girl that I actually want to would like to take seriously in a monogamous relationship. In this case, I'm bringing this girl up for a specific reason, because I feel like the words coming out of her mouth is a great example of how I could lose frame and how I'm taking it too seriously.
Okay.
With her shit test.
Okay.
So she was over at Halloween, and I noticed she's very snarky and she's very sarcastic.
Okay.
And in the beginning, I would call bullshit, and I would just I totally did it. Well, I can pass all those tests. And then I noticed, she would say, for example, we're watching a show on Netflix, and then she would be like, oh, why is your back door, the door to your patio, why is it open? And I'm like, why, are you scared or something? And she's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, and you should close it. And then I'm like, and in my head, and then she would do all these little nitpicky things, say oh, why are you cooking with olive oil? And because I was making dinner for us and stuff. And she asked all these stupid questions, and I got to the point, Donovan, when I'm just my red pill senses triggered, and I was like, oh, this girl's asking dumb questions.
Yes.
And I said, listen, you're asking a lot of stupid questions, just shut up and enjoy, kind of like that.
Okay.
But in a playful way also,
Sure.
not in a super dick way, in a serious way, like, hey, bitch. But so what happened is when I was sitting down and I was sitting next to her, and I'm like, holy crap, this girl is literally, this is betatization by the cuts by 1,000 pieces.
Yes, right.
So that's where I'm at. That's where I was like, damn, this is a great example. If I can find one of these red pill hosts to talk to about, which I felt you're very appropriate to talk to about, because from the Build Quality Girlfriend video that you made, which was very good.
Thank you.
I want to know, I guess I caught myself, so I'm answering my own question because I have the realization, I have the awareness now, but
Good.
I know there's more out there that I don't know, Donovan. So I want to know what can I do besides digesting your daily content, Jonathan MLD, Richard Cooper, all these other guys? What else can I do to always know, be on my A game?
Okay, listen, this is a very good question, and again, it's a very simple answer. Before I answer that question, the reaction to why is your back door open? Why is your door open? Right? If I'm sitting next to my girl and she says, why is your back door open? You know what I do is I just ignore it. Why is your back door up? Are you gonna look back there?
Literally
Don't
just
even-
like this.
Just don't
Close.
even address it. Don't even address it,
Okay.
man. Don't even address it. Are you gonna answer the question? Just blow her off. Like, dude, we're watching a movie, right? And you don't say this to her, but this has got to be your frame of mind. When your girl walks up on you and says, "Why are you cooking with olive oil?" I mean, dude, the way you handled it was actually pretty good. You can be like, "Would you like to step in here and cook?" And if she says yes, oh, cool. Take off the apron. Hey, more power to you. And while you're at it, grab me a beer, right? She'll never question your cooking again. You understand what I mean? Like, that's how that goes. The way you handled it was actually quite well. Or you can be the asshole. Like, well, why are you cooking with olive oil? Why are you wearing brown flip-flops in my house? Right.
Oh shit!
Right. You know what I
That's
mean? So
good.
what you need to do is you need to let her know. You need to punish her when she asks things that are inconsequential. She didn't really want to know why the back door is open because you probably didn't know. No, what she wanted was compliance. Well, can you please, close it? She didn't really give a shit why you were cooking with olive oil. My guess is that she probably doesn't realize what cooking with olive oil is all about. No, what she wanted you to do was to justify your decisions. You understand?
Qualify.
Hold on. Why are you cooking with olive oil? Well, Emerald Lagasse cooks with it, and no, that's not what you do. Why are you cooking with olive oil? Because it's what I decided to cook with. That's it. You don't need to explain anything to her. So the way to recognize, and this is the beauty of this thing, Cameron, you don't have to. You don't even have to learn to recognize, okay, this is a test and that's a test, and oh my God, what if she says this? What do I do? This is the mind frame you need to have. How old are you? You're 30, right?
30.
Okay. Do you have any sisters?
I have a younger sister.
How old is she?
28.
Okay, so she's 2 years younger. Imagine your little sister is 5 years old, right? Your little sister is 5 years old, or your little niece, or whatever the case may be, and you guys are sitting. You guys are sitting on the couch watching. I don't know, what do kids watch these days? I don't know, whatever kids watch, because you've got her over, whatever. And the reason I can relate this to you is because Devin's niece, Olivia, she comes here a lot. And she asks me these inconsequential questions all the time. She's just being a girl. Hey, why do you do this? Why do you do that? That's the mindset that you need to have. The reason I said that is because you wouldn't be afraid to just look at the 5-year-old and just kind of ignore it. You wouldn't be afraid to tell a 5-year-old, well, why are you cooking with olive? Now, when a 5-year-old girl asks you, why are you cooking with olive oil? That's because she's genuinely curious about why you're cooking with olive oil. She's not shit testing you, right? Then again, sometimes they might be just to see if they can control you. But the frame you need to have with women you deal with is you are the uncle and she is the silly little niece. That's it. That's the frame. And when you are the uncle and she is the silly little niece, you're not afraid to be masculine. You're not afraid to be brash. You're not afraid to say, because I said so, because it's what I decided. Why are you wearing those funny looking flip-flops in my house? Ha, 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 ha. If you keep that frame of mind and make that the basis of your mindset, and you have to be conscious and keep it in the front of your mind. She just asked me a question. No, she did this and she did that. Okay, uncle, niece, old wise uncle, silly little niece. Uncle Donovan, why is it that you bought XYZ and ABC for your podcasting studio? Right? Because it's what I decided. Like that's the answer. The reason why men don't act like this with the women that they're dating is because they're afraid of an adverse reaction. Don't be afraid of an adverse reaction. Here's another thing, Cameron. In order to have a good relationship with your woman, you're going to have to piss her off. You're going to have to make her upset. You're going to have to make her cry. You're going to have to hurt her feelings. So there are so many men who are afraid to piss their women off. They're afraid to make them cry. Here's another thing. Men are deathly afraid of their woman being mad at them. Dude, I've made Devin cry so many freaking times. I've pissed her off. She's been upset with me. She's been so mad where she didn't want to talk to me. Hey, it is what it is, man. And I'm not saying that I liked it when she did those things, but as a man, you need to be prepared for that. You need to be prepared for being very comfortable with your woman being upset with you. Do not be afraid to piss your women off and treat her like the silly little niece that you may or may not have.
Solid. That was very good. Thank you so much, Donovan. Really appreciate that.
Appreciate you chiming in. Cameron's a good-looking guy. We got a lot of good-looking guys. We got a lot of good-looking guys calling into the show lately, man. Cameron's a good-looking guy. I think he can probably do better than a slightly overweight Filipina, but who knows? Maybe all of her weight is in her bust. all in her bus. I'm going to get to you in just a second. XJ. Got a couple of super chats here. Or maybe not. Oh, no. Everything is good. Everything is good. Let me check on the Sharpe stream side. Yep. Yeah, those were low-key poop tests. Uncle Ram says she's passively aggressively trying to control him. Yeah, don't let, yeah, dude, check this out. This is funny. When a woman is poop testing you and you don't know how to reply to the poop test, the best thing to do is to simply ignore it. That's it. This is in pickup, this is in relationships, whatever. If your girlfriend says, you know, I don't like your beard. Your beard looks scraggly today. What the hell am I supposed to say about that? Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. It is what it is. She didn't get a reaction out of you, so guess what? When the next time your beard looks scraggly, she remembers, well, when I said something about his beard, he didn't really say anything, so I guess he doesn't care. And if he doesn't care, I don't care. All right, big deal. That's how to pass that. All right, let us go to, give me a second. I'm going to unmute his mic. Oh, okay. All right, so now, you have to unmute yourself, Xavier. Okay, unmute yourself. All right, what's going on, Xavier? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Donovan?
Hey, man.
I'm good. I have a story for you.
Okay.
I have a story for you. It's a quick story. Well, the topic is about how to be red pill with your mother, right? I just want to get advice on that.
I like it.
Well, recently my mom kind of disowned me, right? I called her out on a few things. She actually got my dad red pill, so me and my dad would sit down and watch
you
MLD.
Said your mother disowned
yeah,
you?
it's cool, but I mean, well, yeah, she called me up a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I don't really curse like that, but she,
wow.
Oh my, she cursed. Like, I think I kind of turned a little insane or something. She took all, we both had a bank account. She took all of that. Right?
Wow.
Like,
wait, hold on. Are you sure we're talking about your
50K?
mother and not your girlfriend?
Pardon?
Are you sure we're talking about your mother? Sounds like you're talking about an ex-girlfriend.
No, this is my mom. This is my mom. She took all of that. She said what she had to say. And she put that into some restaurant that she's doing right now. And she's actually feeding another guy. Well, she's feeding the person that she loves with it. It's crazy. Okay. So I want to know, what advice can you give me? Now, this happened like about a couple months ago. And I would say I'm emotionally stable with it now. But
sure.
What advice would you give like an 18-year-old?
Okay, so just to make sure I'm understanding you correctly, your mother disowned you because you called her out on a few things. You guys had a joint bank account. She took all the money out of the account and put it into a restaurant that she is opening.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question before I give you this advice. What is your goal? What do you wish to accomplish?
Well, I have like a 5-year plan thing. So like for the next 5 years, as I told you before, I'm doing cosmetology. I want to travel after the beer bug is gone, and then maybe promote I like the red pill stuff, and I don't know, maybe I don't know if you could give me advice on how to start something, but I like to speak and stuff.
Okay.
Like public speaking, so I'm still young, so I don't really know. I'm not going to pretend like I do. Okay. But yeah.
Yeah, as far as that situation with your mom, listen, you probably know as well as I do, you're never going to see that money again, right? So
yeah.
So my advice to you is whenever you open up a checking account, make sure it's just your name on it. Nobody should have access to your money except for you. And you're still very young, right? This is just these are just the things that happen. But you're in cosmetology school. Are you looking to start another business? Are you trying to be more charismatic? Like, we already know the situation with mom. That's already done. It is what it is. But what are you trying to, are you 18 now, or were you 18 when this happened?
I'm 18 now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She did it on my birthday, actually.
Oh my God, Jesus! Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I know. I know. It was crazy.
Yeah. Listen, James Young says you need to open an account in your name at a different bank. Have you done that yet?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. All right. And so your goal is to. What did you say your goal again was? What were you calling about?
Well, yeah, I wanted to know, what advice can you give to young men? Because I know some people might not go through what I'm going through. Like, that's crazy. But what advice can you give to young men who are dealing with mothers? They're red pill. The guys are red pill, and they're dealing with mothers who, Yeah. What advice can you give to them?
I'm gonna tell you what,
that?
man. One of the I don't want to say unsung, but one of the drawbacks, one of the less publicized drawbacks of living the Crimson Capsule Red Pill life that almost nobody talks about is how it is going to affect your relationship with your mother. Okay, I wrote an article years and years ago, and it was on Return of Kings. It was the article was entitled "The True Story of a Carousel Military Carousel Riding Wife." And what I did is I formulated that story in such a way that the audience thought I was just talking about an older woman. Then right at the end, I revealed that woman was my mother, right? And my mother, she did some selfish things when we were children. She was a great mom in the beginning, but she did very selfish things later on in our childhood, right? To make a very long story very short, my mother and father were separated twice. The first time they got separated, we were in abject poverty. We're living in Tacoma, Washington, Stillicum to be exact. We are as broke as a joke. All 6 of us are living in a 1-bedroom apartment. My mom's got boyfriends every other week. We're seeing this stuff. We don't know what's happening. Dad gets stationed in Hawaii, to Hawaii on assignment. He calls my mom and tells her, Mom all of a sudden wants to reconcile. So he moved to Hawaii in 1988. Dream life, tropical, everything. I mean, dude, having the opportunity to live in Hawaii as a kid is something I will never, ever forget. It was just unbelievable. However, about a year after we moved to Hawaii and my mother and father reconciled, my mother started cheating on him with an officer from the Army, right? That affair led to at least 2 abortions. My mom and dad ended up moving to separate bedrooms, and almost 4 years after we had moved to Hawaii, my mother decided she wanted to run away with the Army captain to live with him in Detroit. He retired and he was moving back to Detroit.
Wow.
Right. So my mother left us with our incapable, also very selfish father who he didn't play any role in our lives. And listen, don't feel sorry for me, man. Like there are people out here who I didn't have a bad childhood. I thought I had a pretty good childhood. I thought I had a lot to experience. But the fact is that my dad didn't teach me anything. He literally didn't teach me anything. Didn't teach me how to shave. Didn't teach me about girls. Well, actually, he taught me about girls. I didn't realize that he was teaching me exactly what not to do later on in my 30s. He didn't help me with homework. I never had those talks with him. I remember I got in a fight with this. I kicked this kid's ass in school. I think I was in 8th grade. It wasn't my dad who talked to me about it. It was the nigga that my mom was banging on the side who talked to me about it. He sat on the bed and talked to me about it, not my own father. So that's how incapable he was. So my mom decided to leave us with him and chase this bad boy up in Detroit. Further south, me and my dad, my brothers and sisters are living in Oklahoma. Terrible experience. Dude, my sisters ran absolutely wild because they didn't have any structure, no discipline. My dad stayed locked up in his room he didn't care what we were doing. We literally did whatever we wanted to do. Finally, my mother didn't work out with this guy, Brandon, so she moves to North Carolina and sends for us, right? So we lived in Oklahoma for a little over a year. Mom sends for us. We get on the bus. We head to North Carolina. We didn't treat my mother she wanted us to treat her like some conquering hero, right? Like, and we didn't understand why we were pissed off at her. All we knew was that she didn't deserve the reverence that she wanted, and that caused a lot of friction. My mom kicked me out of the house at 19 years old. She kicked my brother and my sister out of her house when they were 15 to go live with their father because they became too much work. My mom did some really, really messed up and effed up things. So I think what a lot of people, my advice to young guys who have become red-pilled, and you have to understand this is going to cause conflict with your mother, specifically because we are warning men about women like this. There's really no way, there's not a good way to handle it, right? You don't have to tell her all aspects of things, but you're going to have to understand, listen, you love your mother. She brought you into this world, and that's all well and good. But you're gonna have to understand that just because she's your mother doesn't mean you owe her anything. Listen, gentlemen, I'm telling you this right now. You don't owe your mother anything. You don't owe your father anything. Mom likes to say, I brought you into this world. No, you didn't. You got fucked raw and took a load. When I was conceived, the intention of the sexual act was not conception. My parents didn't get together and say, you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to have sex so that we can have a baby Donovan. No, they were horny. She smoked a sausage. He pounded her out. And here I am. That's how that works, right? And so she inconvenienced herself for 9 months, got an epidural, and pushed me out. There's no, like any woman can become a mother, but very few women have what it takes to be a good mom. My mom was a mother. Guess what? Sharkeisha in the hood can be a mom. Lakeisha in the hood can be a mother. Any female can be a mother, but it takes a truly exceptional woman to be a mom. We got a lot of women out here who want credit for being a mom when they're really just a mother. So she brought me into this world, but she fell tragically short when it mattered most to us. And what I had to understand is that I have to love my mom from a distance. I can love her and respect her because she is my mother, but that's as far as it gets. That's a very sobering reality to have to come to. And I remember, and I'll tell you this one last thing because I got to let you go here. I remember I'm on the phone with my mom in Vegas, and I'd been there for, I don't know, maybe 3.5, 4 years. And I was telling her, oh yeah, I had this girl over and I'm this and that and the other. And me and my mom, dude, we're good friends. Like, dude, my mom and I are very, dude, if I were to call my mom right now, we'd be on the phone till midnight. This is just how we are. We're both very talkative people. And so she finally stopped me. She's like, you know, Donovan, she's like, I'm kind of concerned with what's going on out there with you and these girls in Vegas. I'm like, what's the problem? Like, I'm up to my eyeballs in booty. Like, what's the problem with that? And she says, no, she's like, you used to be such a sweet boy. You used to be so respectful. But now you're telling me how you're kicking girls out and calling them names and this and that. What happened? And I didn't want to tell her why I was doing these things. She's my mom. I don't want to tell her the truth about one of the things that finally made me realize I was doing it wrong. She kept poking, she kept prodding. She says, Donovan, seriously. She said, I'm your mother. I really want to know what's going on. I said, okay, Mom. I told her, I said, when I stopped treating women like my father treated you and started treating them like the crackhead you left him for, my conquests and dealings with women substantially improved. And there was dead silence because she knew I was right. She knew I was right. She kept poking. She kept prodding. Finally, she got the answer. Hasn't broached the subject since. That's 6-7 years ago, right? So, and at that point, I was in my mid to late 30s, and my mom, and you're only 18, so your mom still thinks that she has some sort of power or dominion over you. Look, dude, during the holidays, Mother's Day, I'll give my mom a call, tell her I love her. I'll send her a few bucks.
I can say something really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just really quick. We haven't spoken at all in 3 months. We haven't said a thing. We live in this. I know it's crazy. We live in the same place. We haven't said a word. Though.
Are you? Let me ask you this, man. Are you concerned that you're never going to speak to your mother again?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Yeah. So you're going to have to understand that your mother is going to be petty, and the reason why she's going to be petty is because she's a woman. But eventually, she will come back around. It is what it is. My advice to you: you need to get out of your mom's house. You need to find a separate place to live.
Well, that's the thing. It's my mom and my it's my dad's place, but they're in separate rooms.
Okay, listen. Listen, I know it's probably not easy where you are, but listen. My advice to you: you got to find another place, man. You can't be. It doesn't matter what the relationship is. If you are living with a female who is mooching off of you and is making your life tougher, if she's your aunt, your girlfriend, your grandmother, your wife, you have to find a separate domicile. This is the only. Okay. And listen, you're still young, so you can afford, I guess, to stick around for however you want. But you're gonna have to understand at some point you've got to break that umbilical cord. Your mother is not always going to be around, and even if she is always around, she's not always going to have your best interests at heart. That's just how it is, man.
Thanks.
No problem, man. Xavier. Appreciate you checking in. Yeah, this guy Xavier wants to be he's in cosmetology school, man. And if he gets his cosmetology degree at 18 years old, that dude is set for life, man. Like, real talk. That dude is set for life. Okay, looks like Aaron is going. Well, I told Aaron I'd get him an Uber, but he turned me down and decided to get one on his own. So, yeah, man. Yeah, dude, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you what, dude, I've been in some messed up situations with my mom, man. Holy moly. Dude, when she kicked me out. Long story short, when I was 19, after my freshman year, right? Summer of my freshman year, I'm a 19-year-old kid, had a great freshman year. It's the summertime. Everything is great. And what my mother used to do is we all had jobs because we were all in our late teens. My mother didn't have a job. So how did she pay the bills, Donovan? She paid the bills because she took 30% of what we made to pay the bills. So we were literally supporting our mother. True story, guys. My mother used to tax us 30%. After taxes, she used to an additional mom tax. She says we have to give 30% to the family. Well, my brother and sister, at some point, they didn't like the fact that she kept, it took them a while to figure out, what it was, what the problem was. And when they started raising questions about it, she kicked them out, made them move in with dad in Fayetteville. Right? That's how jacked up this was. Here's another story. And I made a video about this. When I moved to Atlanta, didn't really move to. I got kicked out of the state of North Carolina after the whole thing went down with Amy. I had no place to go. So I lived with my mom, right? My mom, dude, she took me in. Everything was cool. Hey, listen, I understand. You've just been through some stuff, whatever the case may be, da-da-da-da-da. And oh, by the way, she was still messing around with Brandon. Still messing with this dude after 30 years. Anyway, so I got a really, really good job. I got a great job delivering mattresses. This guy was paying me $600 per week, cash under the table, right? I come home, I tell my mom the good news. Oh my God, $600 a week. I told her, you know what? I'm making money now. I'm not going to stay here for free. I will pay you. I think her rent was $700 a month for this big house, right? I said, I will pay half the rent. I will pay you $350 per month. I'll even split it up. I'll give you $75 a week. We're good. She says, okay, yeah, that's great. I appreciate you doing that. So then a couple of weeks go by, and I am doing so well at my job, my boss gives me a $150 raise. Now I'm making $750 a week. That's $3,000 a month. Of course, I'm excited. I'm making progress after my terrible situation. I told my mom, hey, my boss gave me a raise, $150 more a week. I'm making $750 a week. Oh, great. That's fantastic. So my mom said to me, well, since you're making a little more money, I'd like a little more rent from you. And I said, you know what? I didn't even think about it. I said, Mom, you got it. No problem. I'll give you $200 more per month, or I'll give you $150 more per month because he gave me a $150 raise instead of $350 a month. I'll pay you $500 a month. I'll give you $125 every week. A couple weeks later, my boss gives me another $150 raise. So I am now making $900 a week in cash, probably more than even my mother was making, right? So my mom hit me again. She says, listen, if you're making this kind of money, you know how we used to do it, 30% to the family. I said, so let me get this straight. You want me to give you $300 of my $900 paycheck. You want me to pay you $1,200 per month to live in this house with you that you are paying $700 per month for. And do you know what she told me? She says, I'm your mother. You were in a bad situation. I was there for you. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. All right, cool. So I called up my sister and I said, you will never believe the bullshit that Mom just pulled. My sister said, hey, listen, don't even worry about it. I got a nice place out here in Buckhead. You can come and crash on my couch. Just give me $300 a month and we're good. I said, all right, cool. Totally cool. No problem. So I packed up all my stuff. I had I had a suitcase and maybe a tote full of stuff. I packed up all my stuff, right? Got a ride to my sister's place. My mom called me that night. She says, okay, well, I'll never forget this. So she leaves a voice message. And she says, okay, well, I see that you've moved out. And I kind of didn't see it coming. You kind of left me high and dry. You did me dirty. But okay, well, listen, best of luck to you. I didn't answer the voicemail. I was like, dude, F you, man. You kept trying to raise my rent, right? The very next day, I'm at work. I'm one of the first people there. My mom pulls up to my job at work. She says, all right, Donovan, look, you've kind of left me in a bind and you didn't tell me that you were moving out and this and that. She said, I'll tell you what. If you give me $3,000, we call it even right now. I looked right at her. I said, no. I said, nope. This is, how old am I? I had just turned 32 at the time. All of the selfish decisions that this woman made, the time she left us with our incapable father to chase some crackhead ass nigga up in Detroit. All of the time she taxed me as a teenager because she was too lazy to get a job. And this woman wants me to give her $3,000 after trying to raise my rent by 400%? I said, no way. She says, but Donovan, I'm your mother. I said, yeah, Mom, but I'm your son. I said, I'm your son. I said, you were the one that did me dirty. And I told her, I said, you told me yourself, if you don't like it, you don't have to be here. I said, you basically told me if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. So I got the fuck out. That was that. I went inside the store. I locked her out. She had to get to work. So I'm out delivering mattresses. Right? And so I come back. We're unloading everything. We're getting ready to go home for the night. And my boss comes up and says to me, hey, Donovan, got to talk to you here for a second. I was like, hey, what's up? It's like, listen, your mother came by and kind of talked to me about what's going on. I said, look, man. I said, he says, say no more. He says, you don't have to explain anything. He said, you're a hardworking dude. He said, I'm not gonna pass any judgments. I just wanted you to know that she came here and she tried to explain whatever it was. He said I was half listening, right? I was sort of half listening. So listen, this doesn't affect our relationship. We're good. You're good. Everything is good, right? I didn't talk to my mom for 3 months. I'm sitting on Spaghetti Junction with my car mate, Jeff. I hadn't talked to my mom. I hadn't called her, texted her, nothing, none of that stuff. So I saw that she called me up. I didn't pick up the phone, but she left a voicemail. She said, hey, Donovan, it's Mom. Listen, just wanted to tell you that I'm sorry about how things went down, 3 months ago. Everything is fine now. Job is going great. Call me when you can. Right? So I think a month later, we went and sat down, got some coffee, whatever the case may be. But this that, and it's funny because I've told my anger management guy, Dr. Derflinger, I've told him about this stuff, and he thinks that stuff could be kind of the genesis of my temper problem. And I told him, no, I've always been a hot-headed kid. I used to get in fights at school all the time. He says, yeah, but her actions over the years have probably exacerbated it, right? You saw her having different dudes in and out of the house when you're 9, 10 years old. You don't know what's going on at the time, but something in you is telling you that's not right. Then when you're 15, she leaves you guys to go chase some bad boy. You don't really understand fully what's going on. She sends for you North Carolina. She starts kicking you all out little by little because you don't want to pay your 30% to the family. You're probably a little upset about that. She kicks you out because you wanted to do what every 19-year-old did and have fun with his money, not give it to his mom. She kicked you out. You're probably upset about that. And what happened in Atlanta was probably the straw that broke the camel's back, man. He said, yeah, you've always been sort of a hothead, but you're gonna have to start to understand is that your mother has a lot to do with your anger issues. And you know what? It's funny. I never even thought of it that way because I'm a guy, I want to take accountability. I want to say, listen, the reason why I'm in this situation is because I made bad decisions. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Dude, I've been in some fucked up situations. Dude, I've been in some really, really messed up situations. Dude, I have no idea how I'm even sitting here right now. No idea. Dude, if the pendulum swings in the other direction in any one of the situations I've been in, I'm not sitting here right now. Donovan Sharpe does not ever come into existence. But I don't know. I must have an angel or something. I mean, my Vegas lawyer once told me after he successfully pulled off making another felony kind of sort of not necessarily go away, but after managing no jail time for yet another felony I was accused of. And he says to me, Donovan, he said, you've got the devil's own luck, man. So I guess that's what it is. I guess that's what it is. So yeah, there's a peek behind there's a peek behind the curtain, as far as the way I was. And listen, and I think what we have to understand is this, guys. Do I hate my mom? I don't hate my mom. I don't hate my dad, right? We have to understand that parents are people too. My mother, dude, when my mother and father got married, he was 18, she was 16, right? They didn't know what the hell was going on. So I can understand why, dude, they were kids. My mother had me when she was 18. She was a kid when she had me. So I understand. And then of course she had 4 more kids in succession. You're 23, 24 years old. You've got 5 kids. You're married at 16. I guess you kind of feel like your youth was kind of stolen or taken away from you, but be that as it may, you don't punish your kids for that. You're not supposed to do that. You know, moms always like to say, well, I got to pull the mom card and I'm your mother. Well, guess what? I didn't ask to. Listen, I'm glad I'm born, but I didn't ask to be born. Like, I don't owe you anything. So my end advice to Xavier after all of that is that you don't owe your parents a damn thing. You don't. Listen, I don't know. I guess everybody's situation is different. If you were lucky enough to be blessed with exceptional parents, I had decent parents. I didn't have bad parents. They were just kind of, they were just kind of there, right? Kind of did their own thing. But if you were lucky enough to be born and have exceptional parents who really did they were attentive, they attempted to raise you to be a well-adjusted adult. At that point, yeah, you can sort of pay it forward. And it's not something you feel obligated to do. It's something that's inside of you. People who knew that their parents sacrificed for them, they're like, dude, listen, anything you need, man, like, I'm there. Like, I mean, people love their parents and they take care of them and all this other kind of stuff. But I just don't feel that way about my parents. That doesn't make them bad people. That doesn't make me a bad person. But that's what dude. And I remember one thing, dude, my high school graduation. And I was the salutatorian in my class. The salutatorian is the guy who finishes behind the valedictorian. I had a GPA of 4.15. I had straight A's all through middle school and high school. Straight A's. I was in AP Calculus 17 and I did all that stuff. Very, very intelligent, smart individual. At least I was at that point. And I remember our principal said, and as we look up into the stands at the people who got us to where we were, we look upon them with reverence and thank our mother and fathers and this and that and the other. I didn't purposely not look. I just didn't feel the need to look up in the rafters for my mom. You want to know why? Because my mom didn't do anything for me educationally. All she did was say, get an education, get an education, get an education, get an education. That's all she did. She didn't help me with homework. She didn't get me a tutor. All she did was talk about how important an education was. And for whatever reason, she thinks that makes her responsible for my educational success. No, I'm sorry. No, that's just not how it's going to happen, right? So in the car on the way home, my mom is airing me out. You had all these kids looking at their moms and dads and this and that and the other. And when he tells you to look up into the rafters for the people who got you here, you just continue to look forward. You didn't even mention me in your speech. I stayed silent. I stayed completely silent. I'm like, bitch, fuck you. Like, are you serious? You want credit for my educational success after, like, I've lived with you now for a year and a half, right? I'm working at Taco Bell and Blockbuster Video and part-time at the roller skating rink. You're taking 30% of my money because your lazy ass doesn't want to get a job, but you want me to look up into the rafters and thank you for the privilege of being your kid? No, not going to do it. I didn't tell her that, right? So that summer, and I'm actually glad I did this in retrospect, I got into every college. I got into every school I applied to. Dude, I got into Harvard. I got into Yale. I got into Princeton. I got into Dartmouth, Duke, Stanford, all of them, every one of them. I got into every single school. I was that dude. My mom was, dude, oh my God, my son is going to Princeton. Oh, he's got his choice. I decided to go to I decided to go to a private, smaller school. My mother was incensed. Not because I could have gotten a better education at Harvard or Yale. No, because she now didn't have the prestige of saying, my son goes to Princeton. My son goes to Dartmouth. My son goes to Colgate. My son goes to Brown. She told all of her friends and all of her family, oh my God, Donovan got into all of these schools. We're going to make the announcement and blah, 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 blah. I said, nope, I'm I'm gonna go to this little small private school, little 2-hour drive away. That was my thing. That was my FU moment to my mom. So, man, I just told you guys all kinds of stuff, didn't I? But dude, listen, man, I'm 43 now. I mean, I've dealt with it. You know, I don't lie in bed awake at night thinking about that kind of stuff. This is just how it is, man. Like this, I don't know, I guess this kind of explains why I have a low tolerance for BS. You know? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But yeah, that's a little peek behind the curtain, guys. This is part of what made me who I am. S. Henry, RNBSN, says, Shamari Henry here says, story breaks my heart, man. Yeah. You know, it is sad, but listen, man, and I'm not trying to make excuses for mom and dad. Like I said, parents are people too. Parents are not going to be perfect. But listen, man, my mother and father, they didn't drink. They didn't use drugs. They didn't sexually abuse me. They didn't physically abuse me, you know. So listen, at least that didn't happen. Like I can, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, dude, I'm screwed up in the head enough as it is. Man, I can't imagine. Oh my God. Dude, honestly, man, I'd probably, Jesus Christ, let's not go there. But yeah, my mom was, you know, my parents weren't terrible parents. They're not bad people. They just made a lot of bad decisions. Man. So, and I don't hold that against them. At least I don't anymore. I'm 43. I don't have time for all of that stuff. So, all right, let me read the rest of these comments. Odin says, Donovan, that was a journey listening to. Oh, that's funny. Uncle Ram says, black moms like to look like they're successful, like they're the successful father and mother over their sons. Dude, real talk. And it's funny because a lot, like, and I've told these stories before on other streams, and I thought I was the only one. With this kind of story. And guys are like, yo, my mom did the same. And I've heard, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that this is what, I just couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. All right, let's see here. Yeah, living vicariously through her son. Dev says ages 5 through kids. Kids needed mom and dad. Yeah. Yep. Wants all the accolades, but none of the work. Yeah, man. Yep. That's what happened, man. Like that's part of the development of Donovan Sharpe, man. I've always been I don't know if I call myself intelligent, whatever. I don't like labels, but I'm a quick learner, you know? And a lot of people say I'm a fast learner. No. You say you're a fast learner because that's what everybody says. No, I pick up on things very quickly. So when I found the red pill and started studying up on game, I mean, I'm a naturally charismatic, outgoing, gregarious person. It was a natural fit, you know? Listen, I still had my scrapes and bruises, you know, talking to women. I still had my failures, but it took me about 9 months, and I really started to hit my stride, and it was all, dude. It was all a magic carpet ride from there. King Life, with the $5 super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, Devin says Donovan is Ivy League and people call him ignorant. Yeah, listen, I mean, this just goes to show you don't really know who people are. And I don't sit here and say, I could have gone to Princeton. Whatever. Dude, I was 18 years old, right? I don't know. I probably have half the marbles rolling around in my head as I did when I was 18. I don't know. That's, you know, I was a smart kid. I had good study habits, but I have a phenomenal memory. And my phenomenal memory served me very, very well in school. The neg one says, I honor my parents for not being like them. Yeah, this is just how it is, man. This is just how it is. Like I said, I don't hate my mom. You know, she is who she is, man. She is who she is. And listen, I love her. And when I see her on Christmas, I'll kiss her on the cheek and hug her, and we'll all have a good time, and that'll be that. That is going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. Tune in tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern for Weights and Dates with Myron Game. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.